Good morning, good morning, good morning, good people, good morning. I know I'm a little bit behind. I should have had this review up yesterday, if not the day before. But a lot is happening. I'm preparing to move in a couple of days, not days, weeks, in a couple of weeks. Actually, in 2 weeks to be exact. So, a whole bunch of moving parts going on right now. As y'all see, I got this haircut. Thank God, I look so much better. But anyway, this is a review for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 11, episode 18, Del Mar by the Shade. I did not take official notes this time. Just been, again, like I said, a lot of moving points, a lot of moving parts, just a lot happening. So I'm going to try to give y'all a good 15, 20 minutes. Um, Excuse me, and then I'm going to have to get off and get ready to supervise a student. A lot is happening right now. I'm doing so much, doing so much. Anyway, but quick update, I did get my approval to retake my exam, but because I have all these moving parts going on, I'm going to take it next year in the spring time. That way I'll be settled down and can really focus. But I got it in time, so I don't have to reapply. But anyway, here we go. So the episode starts out, oh God, I'm sorry, with them all getting ready to go to Del Mar. Now, it's interesting seeing rich people as they are kind of like doing their thing, getting ready for trips and stuff. It's very interesting because a lot of the time they're very all over the place. Um, Even with how they pack. Like, why do they pack so much? They sit there and they say, "Oh, I don't know what I'm going to wear." You're only going to be gone for the weekend. 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 Okay. Anyway, so we see them all getting ready. They're meeting at Cal's house just so that they could all kind of like tailgate in their own cars. That part didn't make sense to me. Y'all could have just drove down there and met together. What's the point of even meeting at somebody's house just to drive your own car when you could put in the address in Google or Waze or something? But whatever. So they doing all that, and so we end up seeing Erica come in. She pops in and say, "Hey y'all, I have my dog with me. I'm just gonna meet y'all down there." Smart move. I probably would have called them like, probably like Garcelle did. I'll just meet y'all there. Hit the road. She probably worked earlier or something, but anyway. So we see that Kathy forgets her purse and is at her house, and she tells Kyle to call the lady, and Kyle's like, "What lady?" And she's like, "The lady that works for the house." Kyle's like, "What's her name?" She's like, "The lady." This is what I'm gonna say. Kathy Hilton, at first, I was liking Kathy on the show. It was funny. She was hilarious. With her not being able to see and not being able to hear. But it's very sad to see it going like this for Kathy. I know that Cal has mentioned how Kathy was spoiled. Like the mom did everything for Kathy, and then it's like the mom put everything on Cal and Kim to do for Kathy whenever she passed. And of course, Kathy's super rich, so she don't have to do anything for herself. Kathy is very, very spoiled. And the fact that you have people working for you and you don't even remember their name, that's a problem. I don't know how much staff she has, but I know that she remembered the butler guy's name. I remember her remembering his name because she said his name. If this lady works for your house, I'm guessing this must be like one of the kind of like head workers. I would think you will remember her name. So that's very disheartening to see because what that shows is that Kathy does not value this worker. She doesn't really see her as someone of value. And I know somebody, y'all may say that I'm leaping here and I'm jumping, but think about it this way: people that you remember, you value in some kind of way, or they have made a lasting impression. People you don't remember, but you recognize their face, you just kind of like, "Oh yeah, I know them," but hey, right? You don't really show a level of importance, especially. And this is my thing. Like, anyway, I'm not gonna stay on that too long. I don't believe Kathy values the lady or see her as someone of importance, even though she's running her house. Anyway, so they're in the car carpooling, and the woman brings a purse. And I don't. The producers have her in quotes as the lady, and I'm guessing it's the lady because Kathy really don't know this woman's name. Another level of showing that she doesn't value people who are of her caliber or close to it. Anyway, so we're gonna move on. They get to Del Mar. The hotel is hideous. Rich people can't decorate to save their lives. I just don't understand. Whoever decorated that hotel, the design was nice. The way it looked was horrible to me. I don't like that style. It was so dark. Like, it didn't feel inviting. It felt like a place that, if anything, I probably would have went to sleep. Most of the time, I probably would have been tired. That's probably why they didn't want to go back to Kathy room to hang out in the suite, because they tired. The place is so dark. It's just like, anyway, it's dark. They get there. They all get their suites. Going to their rooms and everything, whatnot. And Sutton has to go to the emergency room because her ankle is black and blue, like she sprained it, so she had to go to the emergency room. And they have a lunch on the beach, like a pop-up picnic. And Cal was saying how it may be good that Sutton isn't there for the pop-up picnic to kind of get people to settle. They coddle Erica's feelings a lot. I really wish, and I'm not gonna say this too much, but I really wish they would have given the same grace to Denise. They coddle Erica's feelings so much. It really bothers me how much they coddle her feelings, because her stuff may be playing. Her stuff is playing out. Yes, it is. Is it hurtful? Does it suck? Yes. Denise, in a sense, we can say her stuff was playing out, but it was in y'all face because someone is bringing it to y'all and y'all are believing it. But anyway, we gonna move on. But I want to throw out a diagnosis, and I'm gonna call this the diagnosis of the day. I'm not saying anyone has this diagnosis. I'm just gonna put it out there, and then I want y'all to kind of just reflect on behaviors. So this can enlighten your thought processes when you see people. The diagnosis of the day is histrionic personality disorder. In order for a person to be diagnosed with histrionic personality disorder, they have to. It's a personality disorder, so they have to be diagnosed, or the symptoms have to start in young adulthood. So that's like 18, and they have to have at least 5 of these symptoms: preoccupation with physical appearance, seek to be the center of attention. So let me break it down a little bit. Preoccupation with physical appearance. They always worry about how they look. How do I look? Do I need to put more makeup here? Do I need surgery here? Blah, blah, blah. Seek to be the center of attention no matter what's going on. They like to put themselves in the center. Talks dramatically. Considers relationships closer than they actually are. They're easily influenced by others at times. Sometimes it shows a little bit of depression. Excuse me. Sometimes there's also inappropriately sexual or provocative behavior, so like they're using their body in a sense to get attention, and they have rapid shifts of emotion. I just want to put that out there. This is the type of person who talk a lot of stuff but ain't nothing really coming. I just want to throw that out there. But anyway, they had a pop-up picnic. They go outside, they see the sea lions, and of course the sea lions are mating, and they're just like, oh my god. Oh my god. Girl, y'all have done all this stuff. Don't be shocked. Y'all got dogs. They hump. Y'all hump. It's not a big shocker. So they sit down. The picnic is real cute. And we have everyone like gathering and talking. And of course, Erica stuff come up. I'm like Erica at this point. I'm tired of hearing about it, talking about it. But whatever the case, it comes up. And so Dorit says, Erica lets her know that somebody calling her a liar is not something that's gonna fly. Dorit lets her know, we were talking about blah, blah, blah. You said he had a head injury. Then she said, allegedly. And I like how the cameras flash back. Homegirl, you said that he had a head injury. How is it alleged now? Not only that, they talk about the surgery. And she says, They want to do an operation on his ankle, but I told them no because he had a TBI. You can't do surgery on someone who just had a TBI. Now I swear a head injury was in there somewhere too. But anyway, let's stick with the ankle. Even if they wanted to do surgery, they're the doctors, they're the medical professionals. They know when they can and when they cannot do surgery. So if they want to do surgery, then he must not have had a TBI. But let's just say, lo and behold, he did, and you had to make sure that they remembered. When would he been able to have the procedure? When would you go let him have a procedure? When was someone going to say anything? Like this stuff just it does not add up. I'm not gonna get in this lady's business too much because I'm here to talk about their behavior. But the stuff don't add up. So we'll move on. But we see Kyle in her confessional. What? Alleged. But you said it. Kyle, I wish you would have said it at the picnic. Dorit, I wish you would have said it at the picnic. Lisa Rinna, even though you don't say anything, I wish you would have said it at the picnic. So anyway, whatever. Leave from there. Garcelle finally comes in and she makes the joke of, this is how scary movies start off. She's gonna she go bounce if anything happens, which because black people get killed in scary movies first, which I am with that joke. It was a joke. It was funny. People, she's not trying to isolate herself or put herself on an island. You really don't see a lot. If you think about it, in a lot of scary movies, you don't see many black people, unless it's an all-black cast scary movie like Candyman or something. You don't really see a lot of black people in scary movies because we do die first in scary movies. And usually it'd be one black person with a whole bunch of white people, or something like that. Just saying, maybe two. But it's black people don't do the scary stuff. I remember I went and saw The Conjuring, the one The Devil Made Me Do It, and I prayed before, during, and after. Okay, I don't play around with all this stuff. But anyway, so we see that Sutton comes to Garcelle's room with her foot messed up. She's being wheeled around. They laugh, talk, and they talk about basically the door being closed with Sutton and Erica. And Sutton was basically she don't want to knock on the door. And I'm like, Sutton, of course, leave that door alone. It's done, it's over, be done with it. So they leave and go to dinner. Everybody's getting dressed for dinner. Kyle and Kathy are late. I'm gonna tell you something that tripped me out. When Kyle said, Lisa called and I hung up because I was so scared. And Kathy said, so what, who is she, your boss? And Kyle was like, no. She said, okay then. That was funny because I'm thank God, yes indeed, because girl, I'm not going to be doing all this and not answering the phone because of somebody, who's calling my phone. Girl, you don't write my checks, you don't pay my bills, whatever. But at the same token, y'all were an hour late. That's rude. How do you host a dinner but you're an hour late to your dinner? And they talk about black folks being late all the time. We call it CP time. I think we need to just leave that stuff alone and just say late, because everybody be late. But anyway, and they weren't even all that cute to be late, but whatever. Anyway, whatever. They're having the dinner, and who asked? Was that Kathy asked how everybody feeling? Somebody asked how people was feeling, and it got to Kathy, and she said that she basically feel tense. She could feel what's going on in the room. Kathy should have left it alone, but whatever. Sutton opens up by saying basically, hey Erica, it is true. I did hold this meeting. I did ask these questions. I do not apologize for doing that. And Erica basically, why are you talking to me? I don't have anything to say to you. I don't even know why you're talking to me. Don't ever call me a liar. And Sutton is saying, I didn't call you a liar. Sutton, I'm going to call you out right here. Even though you didn't say, Erica is such a liar, the fact that you said she lied about something basically says she's a liar. So, she's a liar. It is true. It's okay. She's a liar. Or she don't know how to tell the whole truth. Something. But whatever. That becomes a thing. Throw that away. So then Dorit jumps in and tries to direct her message to Sutton. And Garcelle jumps in and said something back. And Dorit is kind of what's going on? Or Lisa Rinna was what's going on? And Sutton was just like at Kathy's house, everything is directed to Sutton when she's not the only one who says something. And I appreciate Garcelle for saying that, because y'all gotta stop. All of y'all directing it at her she's the only person who's opening her mouth, and the rest of y'all have opened your surgical lips. That was rude of me. I don't need to do that anymore. I have to catch myself. But when y'all opened y'all mouths to say that as well, Like he call a thing. I know I haven't said much about Crystal in this episode. I almost forgot she was there. But so Lisa Rinna goes on to tell Garcelle how she needs to be more honest with people, or she needs to say this and say that and be real. Lisa, you're not real. But anyway, Garcelle basically lets them know, like, have any of y'all ever walked into a space and just felt like you had to prove yourself or that you was different? And here go Kathy. Yeah, I have. Kathy, please. The only reason you felt that way is because you're rich and you probably walked in front of a room with people who don't have as much money. It ain't because of the color of your skin, or because you got to prove yourself all the time. A black person, and not saying that other races don't have to do this. I can only speak from my experience as a black person and as a black man. I can't sit at a table with someone. Let's look. Ooh, let's go to Real Housewives of New Jersey. I don't know if y'all ever watched that, but if y'all do, whenever Joe Gorga, I'm sick of this, but he did all that jumping and stuff because he's a white Italian. People look at that kind of like, oh my God, he's so passionate. Like he's hurting right now. That a black man would have got up and jumped up and down like that. It would have been, oh my God, like y'all, he's aggressive. Be afraid. So we always have to shift who we are so that we're not perceived in a certain light that's going to put us in more danger than this. Anything else, like it's not the same, Kathy. I appreciate you for trying, but let it go. But anyway, Garcelle gets emotional, and they're like, "Thank you. That's what we need." I'm like, she shouldn't have to do that in order to have you guys be empathetic. The reason that she says, "I feel this way," that's what y'all should have respected the 3 times, if not more times, that she said it. But y'all want her to cry and break down in order for it to be real and authentic for y'all. I'm over it. Leave that table. They go do a sound bath. Erica doesn't come to the sound bath. I love sound baths. Meditative practices are very good. I'm good at meditation. It helps with anxiety and all type of stuff like that. I prefer to do it alone, like Kyle said, I think, but I prefer to do it alone than with a group of people. But either way go, I still take stuff away from it. I love sound baths. I love any meditative practice. They're very helpful. People, please, if you have never done meditation, there's this app called Insight Timer, INSIGHT space timer, TIMER, and it actually provides guided meditations and calming music and stuff for free that you can actually listen to. So give it a shot. Let's see. They leave from there. Dorit, Kyle, and Rena discuss the fact that Erica didn't come down because the brother is now a conservator for Tom, and he wants to put Tom in a facility. So Lisa and Kyle go talk to Erica, and Erica discusses basically that her grandmother was in a facility for dementia, and they don't treat the people well in XYZ. This is what I'm gonna say. Your grandmother raised you. From what I remember, Erica's grandmother raised her. She loved Erica. Erica loved her like the mom, because the mom was out being wild. You didn't like how the folks was treating your grandmother in this facility, but you didn't move your grandmother into the house with you. You didn't become her caretaker, and you didn't allow someone else to move into her home and become her caretaker. But you're so concerned about Tom. Don't get it wrong, I know that was your husband. But this is what I would say. If I had all the money that they had, and I wanted my grandmother to receive the best care, I wouldn't have her in the facility if I felt like they were not treating her well. So that's another inconsistency right there. But anyway, she don't want Tom in the facility. I will be honest, I've worked in a inpatient psych hospital, and the psych techs and stuff do sometimes they're very short as far as like conflict resolution go, and they do like go straight to medicating you, putting you down basically. And I know that I've had to do a lot of trainings where I'm just like, this is a more appropriate way to deal with people. So I'm not saying she's lying there, but what I'm gonna say is that for you to be someone who cares so much, you did so little for your grandmother. And I'm not saying that she should have done more, that she couldn't have done more. I know she still had to live her life. So it's not me being rude to her in any way, but I just think it's interesting that you recognize that the way that your grandmother was being treated was not how you wanted her to be treated, yet you still left her in that place. But You know, maybe at the time, maybe Tom said that he wasn't going to allow the grandmothers to live there. It could have been other factors too. So I'm just going to leave that there. But that was Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Um, Got to give her supervisor students. So I hope y'all really enjoyed. Please remember the histrionic personality part. As a psychologist, I cannot diagnose people who are not my clients or patients. That's unethical. I cannot do that. However, I provided the history and the personality part as an educational moment for you all to kind of just, keep some of these things in mind. But anyway, I wish you all a good day. Thank you all so much for being here. Please comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell and the share button, and let me know what you think. All right? Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.